Hi, I just went to the Bears game earlier today and showed some clients a unit right by the Bears game today. And wanted to let you know the South Loop in Chicago is a great buy right now because places are essentially selling for the price of units from about 2019. So because of all the upheaval in the neighborhood and in Chicago, during the past so many years, there were some really crazy things going on, very disruptive in that immediate neighborhood and close by in the park and right around there. So things got pretty depressed pricing wise, really slowed down the momentum in such a great neighborhood. So now, like what we saw yesterday with my clients was pretty amazing. I mean, a beautiful unit, kind of industrial type loft, duplex, great price, same price as 2019, really fairly attractive, really. So that's the way things are going in the South Loop now. Also, adding to this is, the Bears play just a few blocks away at Soldier Field. That stadium could be a new stadium could be built on a parking lot close by. It's, a long shot, but that's what they're talking about now, which would transform the whole neighborhood and I believe really crank up the property values even more. So it's a vibrant neighborhood, the South Loop, with restaurants, parks, like one of the biggest parks in the whole city, lakefront, biking, roller, scooters. I mean, you have everything right there. And the restaurants in the South Loop and close by downtown Chicago, walking distance or a short Uber, are some of the best in the city. So a lot of great stuff going on. So take a look, just call, text, email if you have any questions about this in the South Loop or adjoining neighborhoods. The West Loop is close by, downtown Chicago. Whatever you need, just call, text, email. However, the Bears, they beat the Lions yesterday, and the neighborhood is just like on fire. Great vibe. Take a look at some of the Bears stuff going on yesterday, walking to the game. So, great atmosphere, a lot of fun. Chicago's a huge football town and basketball town too, and hockey, a big sports town, but huge football town. When the Bears are doing well, things get crazy. People are fired up. So yesterday was a good day, and you can see with the Bears with a losing record what things are like in the stadium, walking to the stadium in the neighborhood. So the train runs right through the whole neighborhood, downtown, into the South Loop. You can get just about anywhere. The train can take you to the north side, to Evanston, where Northwestern University is, can take you to O'Hare Airport. You could actually get on the commuter train and go up to Wisconsin easily from downtown Chicago. So you have a lot going on there. So again, restaurants, coffee shops, breakfast restaurants, so much to walk to. And then there's history right in the neighborhood. I sold a client a 10,000 square foot mansion. There used to be a whole street of them, and sadly a lot of them went into disrepair at some point. Many of them were knocked down, but the ones that are left are being meticulously, beautifully rehabbed, like in a historical way, and they are absolutely beautiful. I think the ceilings in his house are, I don't know exactly, but it must be pushing 20 feet on the first floor, maybe 16 feet or 17, 18 feet. Incredible house. Right next to it is a park where some of the mansions used to be. And then there's a tremendous coffee shop right there. And then U.S. Soccer Association just sold the historic home that they were in, and a developer bought it and is renovating it. I mean, big money for the homes that are down there. And then there's, a lot of townhomes that have been built, lofts, and then the high rises are enormous, have incredible views, because the South Loop it doesn't really have anything blocking the view there. I mean, these buildings were built in an area where there's not a lot of high buildings. So the ones that were allowed to be built have incredible views. You can see to Indiana, you can see the lake, you can see the city, you can see the park. I mean, it is absolutely stunning. So there's different personality to the different high-rises that were built. There's different personality to the condo complexes that were built. And then, of course, all the smaller buildings have different personalities. So you kind of have to understand the vibe and, you know, the different blocks, the different parts of the neighborhood. But all in all, just an incredible place. Take a look at the Bears activity again from yesterday. Get a feel for what the neighborhood's like during a game. A lot of fun. Just a great atmosphere. And for about 5 hours, 6 hours on a Sunday, it is really transformed into one heck of a lively place. Just call, text, email, anytime, any questions about the South Loop or downtown Chicago. Born and raised in Chicago, one of the top agents in the city for the last 32 years, can, you know, help you navigate and not make silly mistakes that are made sometimes. So, you know, just call, text, email anytime. So, some other historic things there. Buckingham Fountain, right by the lake. Amazing fountain. So if you've been to Italy, it's kind of like a smaller version of some of their fountains. Absolutely beautiful. A view of the lake. The Chicago Triathlon takes place just a short ways away. The bike paths are amazing. Navy Pier with the Ferris wheel, the restaurants, everything. Take boat rides in the lake. This is all walking distance from the South Loop, you know, and Soldier Field where the Bears play. So they could build a new stadium on a parking lot there. It's going to be a challenge, but now it's proposed because Chicago wants to keep the Bears in the city if at all possible. So if they can have a meeting of the minds, get along like they have for a long time, it'd be great. So it transformed the neighborhood, transformed the lakefront. George Lucas tried to build a museum, I believe, on the same parking lot and was shot down. But we're talking about football here, so maybe something will get done. So in the meantime, incredible neighborhood with another huge development with retail, apartments, condos going in, multi-city block development. And you can also walk or ride a bike or drive or take an Uber to the West Loop, which is an incredibly hot neighborhood. To Chinatown, which has amazing food, groceries, shopping. I mean, it is a very cool cultural experience. Amazing spot, very close to the South Loop. So number one thing is you're right by the lake and Soldier Field. Call, text, email if you need anything at all. The other thing that's really close to the South Loop in Chicago is the planetarium, the Field Museum, named after Marshall Field. Enormous world renowned museums, planetarium, and also you can just walk right down the street to the Art Institute of Chicago, which is world renowned, amazing place. This is all right there in the neighborhood or right outside the neighborhood, however you want to look at it. You can just walk, you know, it's pretty amazing. So South Loop should be going up in value and solidifying with one or two or more huge developments, and it's already a great neighborhood. So just call if you need anything at all. Columbia Yacht Club, which is just down the street too. So if you have a boat and you want to put it in the harbor, you can do that, as well as walk to Maggie Daley Park, named after the former mayor's wife, which has an ice skating rink, incredible paths and things to do for kids, and Grant Park, which has incredible music concerts, classical music in the summer. I mean, this is all right there at the South Loop. There's really no other neighborhood in the city that has all this. So you really should take a look and get kind of ahead of the curve potentially on things going on moving forward, and really appreciate it just right now. Great Chicago neighborhood.